In this life, in anything you are doing, it's very important for you to have good friend, and good friend that have sense, not the senseless one. Because this AGK friend is so senseless that he does not even have a common sense in his brain. Now, good correct people, you guys are welcome back to my YouTube channel. Mr. Aloy have dropped another update on Agony. Where did I go wrong? So let's do a little recap on the former episode that we just watched finish. That's episode 8. So the other episode that we just finished watching, that's episode 8. It started when AGK came back from the hospital and was just ranting and shouting that Mona should carry Mama out of the house. That if Mama did not leave the house, that Mona will leave the house with Mama. So Mona decided to allow Mama to go back to the village. Mama went back to the village. So in this new episode, it started when AGK and his friend, the very useless friend that AGK has, that one is so useless and senseless. He was advising AGK that AGK should make sure he control Mona and stop allowing Mona to control him. That AGK should stop and break every form of friendship that Mona has with his friend Rita. That Rita is a bad influence to Mona. That is Rita that is pushing Mona and advising Mona to do all the things that he's doing to him. So how can a woman that is married with his own money break his head and oppose him all the time? So AGK said no problem, but he know that he's not the kind of man that like controlling women. He went ahead telling AGK that AGK should tell Mona that Mona should cut all ties with Rita, her friend. That Rita is the bad influence to Mona. That is Rita that is teaching Mona what to do and telling Mona that Mona should oppose AGK. That Mona is supposed to be making friends with his own wife that is submissive and always doing whatever he asks her to do. Can you imagine that kind of mentality? That guy is so stupid, senseless, and I don't really know what I would say, what I would call that guy, because I don't understand. How can you be controlling your own wife? You mean he's trying to tell AGK that AGK should not allow his wife to have says in his house. That Mona is not supposed to speak when he's speaking. That he should not allow Mona to take any decision in his house. That he's the only one that is supposed to be taking decisions. That if he wants his home, if he wants a happy home, that he should make sure he's in control of Mona. Carl, that guy is very, very selfish and senseless. He went ahead trying to tell AGK to stop Mona from working. The reason why his own wife cannot talk when he's talking is because he's the one providing everything for his wife. That his wife does not have money on her own. That his wife is not working. That his wife cannot talk to him or reply him when he's talking. That anything he says, that's final. Can you imagine that kind of man? Can you imagine? That man is so selfish and self-centered. He was trying to convince AGK to stop Mona from working. That if AGK is the one providing everything for Mona, that Mona will not be behaving this way, that whatever I tell Mona to do, that's what Mona will do. Then AGK was now trying to tell him that Mona was not like this. It's because of that winch that he's calling his mother a winch. That is because of that winch that came to his house. That's the reason why Mona's changed. Because of his mother, that's the reason why Mona changed and all. That Mona is not like this. He said no, that he should do whatever, that he should take action right now. That if not, Mona will do worse things to him. That he should take action right now. That he should not allow Mona to override him on the house. So AGK said no problem, that he's going to take action now. My people, this one that AGK is planning to do. I'm not sure it's going to work on Mona, because Mona is a very strong girl. When I say Mona is a very strong girl and confident, is very courageous, I'm not sure that AGK can talk down on Mona or try to ride on Mona. Is not possible. So they now show the next scene when AGK friend, the good one, was trying to talk to Mona and advising Mona, trying to tell Mona that the battle ahead of her is more than the battle that she's seeing now. Hope Mona is prepared for the battle ahead of her. Mona said that she don't really know, but with God that everything is possible. So Mona was now trying to explain to him that if she went to the village and all, and look at what she noticed at the village, that AGK parents actually take care of AGK, that he does not understand why AGK is saying that his parents did not take care of him, that his parents actually take care of him, take good care of him. That immediately AGK left the village and AGK refused to come back to the village to check up on them, that AGK father died and Ejike father was attacked with stroke, and Ejike father was on the bed for good 3 days without medical attention or nothing. That Ejike father died on the bed, and now in the village they are saying they give Ejike 1 year, that if Ejike did not come to the village to do the burial, that calamity is going to befall Ejike. And this is the fear of Mona. Because of that calamity, that's the reason why Mona is trying so hard to make Ejike understand and draw Ejike closer to his mom, to his family, to settle with his family. Now I see the reason why Mona is trying so hard. So the Ejike friend is now asking Mona, this is a very big trouble that you are. Why did you marry Ejike? You are aware of all this, that calamity will befall Ejike, that now you know you and Ejike are married and you people are one. Any calamity that fall on Ejike will also fall on you. Mona was now trying to give excuse for Ejike. Ejike friend now asking, are you going to cope with all this? Are you sure you can cope? He said yes, that she can cope. He now asked him, why did you get married to Ejike? Why? Then Mona went ahead to say that she got married to Ejike because of Mama, because of what Mama was going through, that Mama needed somebody to help her. So that's the reason why she got married to Ejike. Mona can actually take care of Mama without getting married to Ejike. Ejike is not a good guy for Mona. Like, Mona is too good to get married to Ejike. Ejike is a beast. When they say somebody is a beast, Ejike is a beast. That's what Ejike is. Then Mona was now telling Ejike friend that her plan now is to settle with Ejike and try to talk to Ejike so that they can do their traditional wedding. Maybe everything will be okay, and so they can settle everything. Maybe through the traditional wedding, and or Ejike will settle with his family. Then Ejike friend now told Mona, do you think that Ejike is going to do traditional wedding? That Ejike will never in his life do traditional wedding, that the court wedding that Ejike has done, that is the full stop for wedding, that Ejike will not do any form of traditional wedding because Ejike does not want to connect with his family. Ejike will not do traditional wedding. He does not want to go to that village to connect with his family. So you should not expect any traditional wedding from Ejike. It was done on Mona that is in a very big mess. I got married to the wrong man. I felt so pity for Mona. Like, her marriage is just barely a week and she's already passing through all this stress and all, through family and all. My advice to Mona is for Mona to divorce Ejike because Ejike does not want it. She can still take care of Mama. So the next thing was when Ejike uncle and his wife were sitting outside and talking about the matter. They were discussing about the matter. Ejike is treating Mama that is very bad. That Ejike is not supposed to treat his mother this way. That's what kind of son Ejike is. Ejike refused to bury his father, refused to take care of his family, and refused to take care of his mother. Now his mother is begging and pleading for his attention, and he's refusing to give his mother the attention that his mother needs. His uncle was very angry and pissed and said that he rejects to give birth to a son like Ejike. That some people will be crying that they need a son now. That look at the kind of son that somebody has given birth to, and that he rejects to give birth to a son like Ejike. That people will be crying now that they need a son. That look at a son now. That look at what a son is behaving. That the way he's treating his parents, he's treating his mother and all. That he rejects to give birth to this kind of a son. That if giving birth to a son is to pass through this kind of pain, that he rejects it, that he better not give birth to a son than to give birth to this type of son. Can you imagine? Ejike is really evil and heartless. I just pray he realizes his mistake on time, because if Ejike did not realize his mistake on time, he's going to suffer. They did not show the next scene when Mama got to the village, crying and weak, very weak and shaking. So uncle's wife now saw Mama, was now asking Mama, what happened? Did Ejike still rejected you this time? What did Ejike do to you? At the process when Mama wanted to talk, it just fell on the floor and fainted. So the woman was now shouting and calling for help, for people to come and help. I just prayed Mama should not die. If Mama die, Mona will never forgive Ejike, make Ejike life miserable. I know Mona can do that. I pray Ejike realizes his mistake on time. So my people, you guys should not forget to subscribe, like and share this video. You can still go to Mr. Aloy's page to watch the full episode of the movie. Thank you for watching and I love you.